Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the cars that get our engines revving. Today I'm absolutely pumped to bring you an in-depth look at the 2026 Ford Falcon. Yeah, you heard that right, the legendary Falcon is roaring back to life after all these years, and Ford has reinvented it as a modern powerhouse that's equal parts nostalgia and cutting-edge innovation. If you're a fan of classic American muscle with a fresh, tech-savvy twist, or if you're just hunting for a reliable daily driver that can handle everything from city commutes to weekend getaways, stick around because we're breaking this beast down from every angle. I've spent some serious time behind the wheel and poking around every inch of this thing. And trust me, it's got stories to tell. Let's jump right in, starting off with the outside, because first impressions are everything, and the 2026 Falcon doesn't mess around when it comes to turning heads. Up front, it's got this aggressive, almost predatory stance that screams confidence without trying too hard. The grille is massive, a bold, honeycomb-patterned chrome piece that stretches wide across the nose, flanked by these razor-sharp LED headlights that slice through the night like laser beams. They're adaptive to adjusting their beam pattern based on traffic and weather, so you're never caught off guard in a downpour or on a foggy highway. Below that, the lower air intake is sculpted to look like it's gulping in air for the engine's hunger, with sleek fog lights integrated seamlessly into the bumper. It's all wrapped in a body that's got just the right amount of curves, not boxy like some trucks, but not overly soft either. The paint options? Oh man, from the deep midnight blue that shifts in the light to a fiery red that pops under the sun, they nailed the palette to make this Falcon feel alive. And those 19-inch alloy wheels, they're multi-spoke designs that give it a planted, athletic look, shod in low-profile tires that hug the road like a second skin. Overall, the front end sets the tone. This isn't your grandpa's Falcon. It's a predator ready to pounce. Shifting our gaze to the side profile, the Falcon really starts to show off its elongated, aerodynamic lines that make it look like it's always in motion, even when parked. The roofline sweeps gently back into a fastback-inspired rear, creating this elegant coupe-like silhouette on a sedan platform. Ford calls it a sports sedan for a reason. The wheel arches are flared just enough to accommodate those big wheels without looking bulky, and the side mirrors are slim, camera-based units that reduce drag and feed live feeds to the cabin screens. Running along the beltline, there's a subtle character line that creases the doors, adding depth and making the body feel sculpted rather than stamped out. Door handles, flush-mounted and pop out on command, keeping the aero clean for better efficiency. And let's talk length. At about 193 inches bumper to bumper, it's got that stretched presence that says, I'm here to own the lane, but the wheelbase is tuned for nimble handling, so it doesn't feel like piloting a barge. From the side, you get hints of the Falcon's heritage in the subtle badging, but it's all modernized with eco-conscious touches like recycled aluminum in the panels to shave weight without sacrificing strength. Now, flipping around to the rear, Ford wrapped up the design with a flourish that ties everything together without overdoing it. The taillights are full-width LED strips that glow a deep crimson, stretching across the trunk like a signature underline. They're animated too, with a sequential turn signal that waves goodbye in style. The rear bumper is sculpted with twin exhaust tips peeking out from diffusers that hint at the power lurking underneath, and there's a subtle spoiler lip on the deck lid that adds downforce at speed without screaming boy racer. The trunk itself? It's got a power liftgate standard on higher trims, opening to a spacious 16 cubic feet of cargo room that's flat and wide enough for golf bags or grocery hauls. From back here, the Falcon looks balanced and purposeful, like it's built to chase horizons rather than just crawl through traffic. One nitpick, the rear glass is a tad shallow, which might limit visibility on tight reverses, but the 360-degree cameras more than make up for it. All in all, the exterior is a masterclass in blending retro charm with futuristic flair. It's the kind of car that makes you want to circle it twice just to appreciate the details, alright? Let's step inside, because if the outside hooks you, the interior seals the deal on why the 2026 Falcon feels like a premium escape pod. Slide into the driver's seat, and you're greeted by perforated leather that's soft as butter, grippy where it counts, heated and ventilated options. Come standard, with massage functions on the top trims for those long hauls. The seats hug you just right, with adjustable bolsters that adapt to your build via memory settings linked to your key fob. Up front, the dash is a minimalist masterpiece. A massive 15-inch vertical touchscreen dominates the center stack, running Ford's latest Sync 5 infotainment that's buttery smooth and voice responsive to the point where you can say, "Hey Ford, Find me a steakhouse and preheat the seats without lifting a finger. Below it, physical knobs for climate control keep things tactile. And the digital gauge cluster is a 12-inch customizable display that lets you toggle between classic analog vibes or full holographic overlays showing tire pressures and adaptive cruise data. Materials? Everywhere you look, it's soft-touch plastics, aluminum accents, and ambient lighting that shifts colors with your drive mode, chill blues for eco-cruising, fiery reds for sport blasts. Rear passengers aren't left out. There's legit legroom for 6-footers back there, with USB-C ports, wireless charging pads, and even optional reclining seats on the loaded models. The panoramic sunroof floods the cabin with light, and the sound system, a 14-speaker B&O setup, thumps with clarity that rivals concert halls. It's quiet too, thanks to active noise cancellation that mutes road hum, making this a sanctuary on wheels. One thing I'd love to see tweaked? The glove box is on the smaller side, but hey, minor gripe in an otherwise flawless space. Now, onto what really gets my blood pumping, the performance. Under the hood, the base Falcon packs a 2.0-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder that's turbocharged to 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. It's peppy enough for merging onto freeways with ease, hitting 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds while sipping fuel at 28 mpg combined. But if you're craving more growl, step up to the V6 option, a 3.5-liter twin-turbo beast belting out 350 horses and 370 pounds FT, shaving that sprint time down to under 5 seconds flat. Paired with a slick 10-speed automatic that shifts like lightning, or an available 8-speed dual clutch for the purists, it feels alive in every gear. Handling-wise, the independent suspension is tuned firm but forgiving, with optional adaptive dampers that read the road and adjust in milliseconds, carve a canyon road, and it grips like glue thanks to summer tires and a wide stance. Brakes are massive ventilated discs with Regan on the hybrid variant, hauling it down from 70 miles per hour in a confident 170 feet. And speaking of hybrid, Ford slipped in a plug-in version with 40 miles of electric-only range, blending seamless EV silence with V6 punch for 35 mpg overall. It's not just fast, it's smart, torque vectoring all-wheel drive on demand, trailering up to 5,000 pounds, and drive modes from eco to track that transform the personality on the fly. I pushed this thing on a twisty back road and it danced like a much smaller car, with steering that's weighted perfectly for feedback without fatigue. Bottom line, the Falcon doesn't just move. It thrills, proving Ford still got that muscle DNA alive and kicking, shifting gears to the practical side. Let's talk prices because value is where this Falcon really soars. The base XT trim starts at around $32,995. Yeah, under 33 grand for a loaded sedan with Apple CarPlay, blind spot monitoring, and that EcoBoost pep? That's a steal in today's market. Bump up to the SEL for $36,500, and you add the sunroof, wireless charging, and those massaging seats I mentioned. The sweet spot is the titanium at $41,200, throwing in the V6, adaptive suspension, and heads-up display for that luxury edge without breaking the bank. Top out with the GT Performance Pack for $45,800, and you're getting Brembo brakes, a limited slip diff, and exclusive styling cues that make it a weekend warrior. Add-ons like the hybrid system tack on about $3,000, but the tax credits could knock that back. Compared to rivals like the Charger or Camry TRD, the Falcon undercuts on price while matching or beating on features. No subscription nonsense for basics here either. Factor in Ford's 5-year, 60,000-mile warranty and complimentary maintenance for the first 2 years, and it's a no-brainer for budget-conscious speed demons. If I'm laying out suggestions, here's where I'd steer you for everyday commuters. Grab the base EcoBoost Hybrid. It'll save you at the pump and keep things green without sacrificing fun. Families or road trippers? The titanium's rear space and tech make it a champ, especially with the optional captain's chairs for easier access. Performance junkies, don't sleep on the GT. Pair it with summer tires for track days, but swap to all seasons if you're in a snowy state. A couple of tweaks I'd pitch to Ford, maybe a wagon variant for more cargo versatility, and integrate over-the-air updates for the infotainment to keep it future-proof. Watch out for the firm ride on rough pothole streets. It's sporty, so test drive if comfort's your priority. Overall, this Falcon punches way above its weight class B.